All right. IRS economic stimulus checks update. It's Tuesday, April 14th. Got my coffee up early. Hey everyone there, I'm Clayton. It's your IRS stimulus check update for the April 14th. Share this video with someone in your family who needs this information. Share it on Facebook and other places because there's been a ton of confusion out there around these checks, and I want to clear up the confusion for people this morning. Plus, there's been a few scams out there that the IRS is warning you about. I'll get to that in a moment. But we also published a huge deep dive article on everything you needed to know about the stimulus. That's on our website, so please go and read that. We'll have a link below to the ultimate guide in the description below. Okay, so let's get to it. Here's the big update. Over the weekend, the IRS tweeted that they were starting to process the economic stimulus checks. Hallelujah, finally some movement on this. And just a few hours ago, ta-da! The IRS says they are depositing the first wave of checks. Now, it is early right now, Tuesday morning, April 14th, as I am reporting this. So now let's be clear. These are direct deposits.
We are very pleased that we are ahead of schedule on delivering the economic impact payments. These were what was known as the checks in the mail that we want to deliver in direct deposit. This is ahead of schedule. We started processing those last Friday. We expect that over 80 million hardworking Americans will get the direct deposit by this Wednesday.
And overnight, the IRS tweeted this, that taxpayers who filed income tax returns for 2019 or 2018 automatically will get those economic impact payments. So parents will also receive $500 per child. Now, payments will be $1,200 per adult for those with adjusted gross incomes of up to $75,000, and the threshold for married couples is $150,000. They're eligible for $2,400 and $500 per child. Now, Americans who don't have that direct deposit information on file with the IRS will have the opportunity to provide the tax agency with those details this week in order to get their economic impact payments sooner. So that's what Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin said on Monday. This is important. Some people didn't know if they'd even earn a stimulus check as a non-filer, but the IRS confirms they're eligible through the non-filers enter payment info here portal. Let's say that again. That's amazing. That's how the IRS labels things. So it's the non-filers enter payment info here portal. No joke. That debuted on Friday, of course, last week. You just need to visit their website, irs.gov, to see that info. Also, if you're wondering when yours will arrive, you won't need to play the guessing game anymore because the IRS announced that it'll offer a website that monitors all stimulus checks, okay? It's known as the Get My Payment Tool. That's better. The IRS will let Americans visit this online-based portal to monitor the status of their stimulus checks and when it should arrive. So again, that will all be on their website. You can go there and check and see the status of when you will receive yours, okay? Now, while the IRS has begun depositing money into people's accounts, last night, this started happening last night, individuals who are expecting the paper checks in the mail are going to have to wait longer. But there is good news because the IRS is launching a tool tomorrow, Wednesday, where people can go and you can upload your account details so you can get that direct deposit very fast. So I hope you understand what I just said. If you don't have your direct deposit on file with the IRS, you'll be able to use this new tool tomorrow and upload your direct deposit information so you'll get that check much faster. Remember, you can go to their website tomorrow to do this. Now, according to the IRS, you'll need to go to irs.gov, and I want to read right now a statement from the Treasury Secretary because these are his words. On Wednesday, we will be launching on irs.gov. Click on the irs.gov, go to Get Your Payment. If you filed a tax return in 2018 or 19, they'll have that information available. You'll be able to ID yourself right there on the website. You'll be able to put in your direct deposit information, and then within several days, we will automatically deposit the money into your account. He went on to say, we want to do as much of this electronically as we can. That's good. That's great news. So they're going to allow you to go there tomorrow and add your details. He added that these economic impact payments are being processed ahead of schedule. He said he expects about 80 million Americans to get the deposit by Wednesday. That's great. So tomorrow, let me know if you've got your direct deposit. Leave a comment and let me know. But paper checks will not begin processed until next week. They'll start next week. And that's a process that could reportedly take months to complete. So that's the big issue here, folks. The hardest hit people, the people that don't have direct deposits set up, it could be months for them to get paper checks in the mail. Now, let me tell you something. If you owed the IRS money, I can guarantee you they'd manage to get a letter out to you in the mail really fast. But printing checks to poor people, that could take months. That's government for you, right? They want your money, they'll do it fast. When they give you money, slow. All right, now there are some scams out there, and the IRS is trying to make sure that you avoid them. So please share this video with your family so that they are aware of these scams as well. So the IRS is trying to make sure that you avoid these scams. They tweeted this the other day. The IRS will share details about the economic stimulus impact payment as soon as it's available. The IRS will not contact you to pay a fee or to confirm personal information. It's a scam. So they said scammers aren't taking a break right now. So be on the lookout for emails, text messages, websites trying to phish your information. Do not give out your personal information to anyone. The IRS doesn't need it. If someone calls your grandmother, that's a scammer. Make sure you share this video with your elderly family members because they're the ones who actually own a home phone anymore. And remember, the IRS does not make phone calls. They don't do that. So if your grandma gets a call asking for personal information, that's a scam. Warn them, please. But again, tomorrow, you can go on irs.gov and put in your direct deposit info. And also good news for people that maybe owe the IRS some money, like if there are any tax evaders out there. The IRS is temporarily suspending many collections and enforcement activities to ease the burden on people facing these tax issues right now. So this is just one of the many steps that the IRS is taking right now. All right, a few other pieces of news that might affect business owners this morning, including the fact that they're adding a new fax number to send in paperwork. Now, normally you'd have to mail in hard copies of the following pieces of information. So as part of the virus relief, the IRS is allowing wide use of net operating losses and refunds. Now, this is part of the CARES Act, and the IRS has announced temporary procedures and updated FAQs on their website for fax transmission of your Form 1139 and your Form 1045. This is intended to speed up these refund claims. The new law requires a taxpayer with a net operating loss arising in a 2018, 2019, or 2020 taxable year to carry that loss back to each of the 5 preceding years unless the taxpayer elects to waive or reduce that carryback. And the new law also modifies the credit for prior year minimum tax liability of corporations. This is a big deal, folks, including to accelerate the recovery of the remaining minimum tax credits of a corporation for its 2019 taxable year from its 2021 taxable year, and to permit a corporation to elect to recover 100% of any of its remaining minimum tax credits in its 2018 taxable year. That's good stuff. Again, these fax numbers will be available on April 17th, and these fax phone numbers are in the description below, so you can actually fax this in instead of having to mail the hard copies in. All right, so to recap, taxpayers who filed income tax returns for 2019 or 2018 are going to automatically get an economic impact payment. Parents will also receive $500 per child. Payments will be $1,200 per adult for those with adjusted gross incomes up to $75,000. The threshold for married couples is $150,000, and you're eligible for $2,400 plus $500 per child. Americans who don't have direct deposit information on file with the IRS will have the opportunity to provide the tax agency with those details this week. It starts tomorrow in order to get your economic impact payments sooner. So you just need to go to their website and you just need to put in your direct deposit information. Just go to irs.gov and put that info in there. You'll see that portal right there so that your direct deposit information is on file with them if you don't already have that. Some of you probably have already started receiving your direct deposit checks. Let me know in the comments below if that's you. Please share this video on Facebook and other places with your relatives so that they know to be on the lookout for scams, as well as some information on how they can actually start to file this stuff. So hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. We have over 400 videos here right on the channel to help you build wealth and become financially intelligent. I'm going back to my coffee. We'll see you next time, everyone.